Hi everybody and welcome to a talk on reverbs, delays and time-based effects in music production. In my previous video, Music Arranging 101, I got a question from one of the viewers. I noticed you're using different time effects on several elements. Are the main parts using sense for time effects? Are you using different time effects only for special cases, such as ear candy and transition effects? So let's take a look at a few key sounds and elements from this production. Quick recap, the track in question is called Karma 1 and it's available on all streaming platforms and also on my Bandcamp. All the links are in the description to this video. So first out we have an acoustic lead, and with all the effects it sounds like this. So we have this really lush, long, prevailing sound. So now without any time-based effects or reverb effects, we have this sound. Okay, so the first thing I like to do with a dry recorded sound like this acoustic guitar is to add some kind of room ambience. And that means we add a short reverb. And in this track I'm using the space designer for the short reverbs. So if we look at the presets, I was using the medium spaces rooms. And this 1.1 second live chamber reverb. And it's set to 0 dB dry. That means that we have all the dry signal coming through. And we're adding the wet signal at minus 10 dB. So we can drag this from 0 muted and upward sound. Totally dry. So this type of a short room reverb also gives the sound a little bit more space in the stereo field, because this is like a mono-recorded guitar. Right, so we placed our acoustic guitar in a room in a 1.1 second live chamber. Now the second thing we do is add a little bit longer reverb. And sometimes this might be like a 2.5 second or to 4 second long reverb. But for this particular track, I wanted to have a really lush long reverb. And for that I often use the silver reverb or the Valhalla room reverb. So let's open Silververb and see the settings. We have a 20 millisecond pre-delay. The reflectivity is set quite high, so we have a lot of bouncing happening in the room. The size is also quite high, 182. And the density time is set to the maximum 100%. But pay attention that we have a low cut filter set to 410 Hz and a high cut at 5000 Hz. That means that we get a quite focused and narrow, a bit muffled wash reverb. And it's very important when you have these really long tail reverbs, or else they will blend too much with your dry signal. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll set the dry quite high and begin with the wetness set to 0%. So we only hear the dry signal, or that room reverb. And then we will introduce more of the silver reverb. You can hear we get this really beautiful wash in the background underneath that brittle and bright melody. For the fun of it, let's open up the high cut filter here and also decrease the low cut filter, and you can hear the difference in the sound. So depending on the type of track you're working on, or if it's more like an ambient kind of piece, you might experiment with set a high cut filter higher up the frequency range. But I wanted to have this underneath my main melody, so I only get that kind of bloom happening underneath, a beautiful bloom, set of blooms underneath. And with that we set a quite low high cut filter. But let's look at bus 4. Here we have the Valhalla Supermassive, which is a free plugin. Highly recommended to go and download this instantly if you don't have Supermassive yet. It's really one of the best free delays that you can get, because it also doubles as a reverb when you set it to specific settings. Okay, so to hear this effect better, we're going to deactivate the reverbs and only listen to what the Supermassive does to our sound. So you can hear it's doing some delay taps in the background. And this is only used to extend the reverbs, because since we're using this as a bus send effect, this effect gets its audio after the reverbs. So we're basically feeding that reverb signal from the room and that bloom reverb into the bus send. So we're sending all that into this supermassive delay. So it's making this all these reverb effects longer, basically. But the send is set quite low, so we're not feeding too much signal into that Valhalla Supermassive. And I also have an equalizer after the delay, so we make that sound more focused in a specific frequency area. Right, so let's look at the second guitar here, the acoustic mids, which is introduced at the second bar. So you can hear in this case I'm using a noise gate to get rid of all that fan noise in the background, because I have like a ventilation fan going on here in the room, and to get rid of that we can use a noise gate and some compression and also an equalizer to get rid of a specific low frequency that occurs from the fan. Now, since we already added so much reverb to that acoustic lead intro melody, we have that room reverb, we have that longer bloom silver reverb, and some delays happening. We only have a sample delay on this acoustic mids to make the sound stereo. And for that I'm using bus send 5 to send a part of this signal to a bus, which has the sample delay, which is basically only delaying a signal by a certain amount of milliseconds. And this sample delay sounds like this. So you can hear this only makes the sound from a pure mono signal to a stereo signal, since it delays the left audio by 12 milliseconds and the right audio by 38 milliseconds. So this effect basically only makes the signal stereo by delaying the left and the right side slightly different. So we have a 12 millisecond delay on the left side and a 38 milliseconds delay on the right side. So we're basically gonna hear the middle signal first, the mono signal, then the left, and then slightly after the right signal. So you can see there's not tons of effects on this track. We kept all the effects for this acoustic lead intro, and together they sound like this. I think it's really important not to overdo the reverbs and add like long reverbs on all the sounds in your mix. It's just going to be a big mess and really hard to mix and sound like a mess. So maybe select a few key sounds, maybe the lead sounds or the lead melody, and give that a bigger and long lush reverb. And then keep the other sounds in your mix very tight and maybe treat them with some simple delays. Right, so that's basically how I work with the reverbs and delays in my arrangements. But this is obviously going to change from track to track, but it's not seldom it's this kind of setup. We first have a short room reverb to place the sound, the dry sounds in some kind of hall or room. And then we add a longer reverb to give the sound more of like that wash. But pay attention to the low cut and high cut so you don't get too much reverb and that the reverb will interfere with your main sound. You often get a better result if you make a more focused reverb and delay sound and use filters for that. Right, so if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and you can support my videos just by watching my episodes. And you can also support my work by buying some of my samples and preset pack at store.morningdewmedia.com. Thanks for watching today, and see you in the next episode. Bye.